Hi guys! A little earlier today the mechanic I mentioned in my previous video swung by the boat and we pulled the engine. Now he worked super fast and it only took about half an hour to pull the engine, so I sadly don't have any video of us doing that. After we had pulled the engine he loaded it into his truck and drove over to his workshop. I followed in my car and I got to watch him take apart the gearbox. Sadly we didn't find any obvious leaks, which is a shame, but he's ordered a new set of gaskets for the gearbox, so fingers crossed that'll fix the issue. It's gonna take about 2 or 3 days for the gaskets to get here, so that affords me a bit of time to clean up the engine compartment. But before we get started on that, should probably go and put in the new Cutlass bearing. This is the old Cutlass bearing, and fortunately it looks like I've ordered the correct size. I have no idea if removing these stickers are required, but it seems like the right thing to do. I'll use a little bit of this to remove the glue residue. I think we're ready to give it a go. I can probably go ahead and trim this threaded rod a little bit. I've never done this before, so let's see how this goes. Ta-da! A brand new Cutlass bearing. That is a huge improvement. There's no play in this new Cutlass bearing. Before I forget, I better put on the new piece of zinc. Sadly, I think I might have thrown away the tiny screw that secures the Cutlass bearing, so I'll have to tear the boat apart tonight to see if I can find it. I think the last thing I'll do on the outside of the boat today is to apply a little bit of bottom paint. I don't think I have quite enough here, so I've ordered another can. Toxic. I haven't applied bottom paint to this area yet, and that's because I've sanded this down to bare fiberglass, so this will need 4 coats of 2-part epoxy primer before I can apply bottom paint. I have some of that 2-part epoxy primer down in the car. I haven't opened up a can of it yet because it's the same stuff I'll need to prime the engine bed if I choose to paint it. Is it called an engine bed aboard a boat? This is the area I'm considering painting, and as you can see it needs a bit of love, but let's just go ahead and start with a thorough cleaning. I think this will go nicely with a bag of bilge water. Gah! I'm out of latex gloves. Luckily Camilla and Sebastian had some latex gloves, so let the scrubbing commence. Ta-da! A bit of scrubbing helped a lot. At some point someone obviously tried to paint this. What do you guys think? Should I take advantage of this opportunity and paint the engine bed, or should I just leave it as it is? To be honest, I am a little bit conflicted because I'd love to paint this area and have it look brand new and nice, but it's also going to be a lot of prep work, which means sanding among other things. And the paint is 2-part epoxy paint, and that's going to stink up the boat, and I can't really be down here while it's curing. So it's going to be a bit of a timing issue too. Choices, huh? But then again, this qualifies as a first world problem, so I probably shouldn't complain. There's no more light outside. Which is a shame, because I have some things I want to take care of outside. I've got this plumbing for the hose from the bilge pump. I've also got the heat shrink for the electrical connections inside the mast. So it's a good thing I have something to pass the time with tonight, which is going to be polishing this part of the prop.
If he was half Johnny, he'd hate me. He doesn't. He loves me. Look.
Spending a night polishing your prop while watching some Netflix certainly isn't a bad time. When I was done polishing this part, I wanted to start on this part, which is the part that goes inside of here and screws onto the prop shaft. Now this bit had some tape stuck to it, and inside that tape was that tiny screw I mentioned earlier in the video, the one I thought I'd misplaced. So how awesome is that? Okay guys, I know this video is going to be a little bit short, but I want to get started editing this so that I can get to bed early, so that I can get an early start on tomorrow in case I decide I want to paint the bottom of that engine compartment. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video guys. See you! Yurkul and I hope you've enjoyed this video. To be notified about new content, please click subscribe. If you're new to the channel, I suggest you check out the introduction playlist. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and feel free to leave a comment.